What's up, savage investors? My name's Sean Harry and I'm going to show you where I get my hustle from. Check this clip out.
I think it's 100 quid more.
100?
I think I'll have it.
Shut up, Jordan. She's real with this.
Forever negotiating, mother.
So no, but she's already knocked me off 35 quid.
I'll knock you off that, you
It's a happy day of birth to my mother, 74 years young, another trip around the sun. And on today's video, you're going to be excited. So, on today's video, the reason why you're going to be excited is because we are covering a few things today. Now, it's all great and well me telling you off my memory and being a memory coach. I could do that, but instead, let's bring up the agenda. So on June the 8th, Tuesday, hope everyone's having a wonderful Tuesday. We're going to be looking at Brad Garlinghouse, the CEO of Ripple, and his comments on Clayton's recent article in the Wall Street Journal about regulations and why we don't need new rules. Ironic to say the least. We're then going to see what company he's keeping and why having good company is essential in the crypto space. Before moving on, and almost coming full circle, back in March, Bank of England put out a publication about Bitcoin and how they have been now commissioning a task force. So this is the second publication and a quote which we should all be very excited about. Before updating you on the Powermove, the philosophy of today is given to us from Proctor. And then a question I want you all to think about now and at the end of this video is, what's your exit strategy? Hopefully before you even invest in the crypto, that is front of mind. Until then, let's jump in with our XRP content. So, Brad Garlinghouse comments on Clayton's article. Now, the irony here is bittersweet to say the least, but let's take a read of his tweet. So his main takeaway from this, Jay Clayton is joining the chorus of voices saying there is and has been a lack of regulatory clarity for crypto, and that stifles innovation here in the US, which if you are an XRP investor, we know all too well. Definitely ironic, as Brad says, but better late than never. And the irony goes deeper than just the simple fact of what he did whilst he was at the SEC, is his now most recent connections with Bitcoin and Ethereum, as he's now joined a board of a company who only at the moment invest in Bitcoin and Ethereum. Conflict of interest, I'm not a legal attorney, I say that for Jeremy Hogan, so I can't talk much on that, but something we should all be aware of. There's some foul play definitely going on here. As we look a little bit more, cryptos, like nearly any new innovative technology, can be used for good or bad purposes. The problem is that the US companies seeking to be compliant, and we know Ripple have been left behind, and in Ripple's case even worse, because of a lack of clear, predictable framework. And then he just talks about a quote that he liked from the article. Overall, this is positive, and Brad Garlinghouse has definitely seen the silver lining in this rather ironic post in the Wall Street Journal from Jay the Snake Clayton. Moving on to a quote which I feel needs to go in the history books. It's from Michael Arrington. Brad is being overly kind in his analysis of this twat-sicle. Wow. Now, I have to say, in the UK we're quite creative with our profanity. Twat-sicle is definitely the first for me. So, Michael Arrington, thank you so much for being so creative with the English language. And also, whilst Brad has to be PG, we know you don't have to. And you can really tell us what he is or isn't thinking, but we know with you there is no filter, and that's why we love you, King. Moving on, and ironically, with the Michael Arrington theme, if you're not familiar with Michael Arrington, a hedge fund manager who puts his base currency in XRP, closed his first deal with XRP moving $50 million within seconds, paying a matter of a few cents to close that deal. has a very close relationship with Brad. Can't confirm if he is or isn't an investor in Ripple. It would be wise to assume he has exposure to XRP, and along with some wise assumptions we can make from these images. So at the recent Bitcoin conference that was going on in Miami, there was a group of small individuals who decided to have their own party, including the CEO and the COO of Algo, featured here with Brad. We also have the CEO Natalia from Proppy, an incredible history-breaking event going on tomorrow where they will be auctioning Michael Arrington's property using Proppy in a form of an NFT. Absolutely groundbreaking and trailblazing, to say the least. So Michael Arrington has invested and supported Proppy. As we know, close relationship with Brad, photobombing in the background here. We also have the mayor of Miami, Francis Suarez, who during the conference, I believe he met up with every single founder and CEO of a cryptocurrency that's probably in the top 10, from Cardano to Algo to, of course, Ripple and Proppy here. And then finally, we've got a nice image here, and I want to talk a little bit about body language, not going too woo-woo, but it is very interesting to see here that Brad, in the majority of these pictures, center, with the guests all pointing towards him, and even here, you know, his ability to photobomb, not to be left out, speaks a lot to his character and his relationship with the people in that room. So it's safe to assume that Brad has a very good reputation with not just Michael Arrington, but the company that he keeps. And you would also like to think that there's some very exciting conversations going on with the company he keeps. And the pandemic has almost made us forget we don't see who moves in what circles. And of course, even in the crypto world, this is 1% of what we get to see. But hopefully a nice reminder to all of us that there are plans within plans within plans. And finally, on XRP/crypto news, which I don't want to say all crypto news is good news. However, positive movements in regulatory clarity speaks positive to crypto, full stop. And that's why I really encourage you not to be a maximalist, meaning donating all your energy, financial advice, all your financial investments towards one asset, but instead diversifying. Confident financial advice there. And looking at, okay, well, there could be more than one winner. And here, as I mentioned, in March, Bank of England put out their first publication talking about a potential private stablecoin supporting the Britcoin that they are looking to launch. No date as of yet. This time round, the paper they've put out looks at more of the risks and the barriers to entry for producing a CBDC, from the cost to the availability to all the other challenges attached to monetary policy. A key quote though from the article from CoinDesk is the Bank of England have acknowledged they could be privately provided, and when they say they're referring to Bitcoin, a digital central bank currency, CBDC, central bank digital currency, in the form of a stablecoins, or they could be publicly provided in the form of a CBDC. So what's to take away from this? Not a lot, but also a lot at the same time, in the sense that they are open, they are heavily researching and going deeper down the rabbit hole, and trust me, and I'm sure everyone watching this can agree with me, they would not be wasting their time if they really weren't considering launching a CBDC or potentially a form of stable coin, privately or publicly produced. There was one more thing I want to talk about this, and like I said, I like doing this all in one take, it's raw. Bank of England, there was one more thing regarding this piece. This is why I should have more bullet points on this slide. We can always circle back round. Ultimately, there we are, is if you do or don't know, Ripple have connections with the Bank of England. Brad has announced they have been a paying customer in the past. We haven't had a present day update on that. We also know that Ripple have and still do work with Accenture, and Accenture have publicly announced they work with the Bank of England to work on their RTS, real-time settlement program. So again, plans within plans. It is safe to assume that Ripple have already contributed to the research, and we know they have back in 2017. Whether or not they still have a part to play is left to be said. However, let's keep our eyes on all developments regarding CBDCs. Moving over to the Powermove, I can announce, not the announcement yet, but I can announce that today I'm working on account creation, so that user journey for our second offering, where of course you'll have an account, but also what will the portal and platform look like in terms of the user journey, and making sure that we over deliver with value. And I said we, it's not just me. I can't wait to speak about it because this segment's going to be lit. Philosophy. So philosophy today, tell yourself a lie long enough and the mind will believe it. Now, myself, I would say I was reluctant to getting to know Bob Proctor and his teachings, purely because it's Bob Proctor, everyone knows Bob Proctor. I need to be doing something everyone else isn't doing. His teachings are from 60 years ago, but what you realize is, as humans, we haven't actually changed that much. And why are we in a culture where we're constantly seeking the next new thing? Why can't we focus on repetition? Because simply memorizing something and assuming that we've learned it is probably the biggest fallacy and biggest mistake that we make as lifelong learners. So when he talks about tell yourself a lie long enough and you'll believe it, it's this idea of positive affirmation, that instead of speaking future tense, speak present tense. So we'll go with monetary value. I will be so happy. I can't wait to have £1 million. No. Arbitrary number, by the way. I'm so happy to have growing quantities of wealth. Speak as if you already have it. Operate as if you live a rich lifestyle, rich in time, relationships, money. Because then your behavior reflects that. And if you believe in the law of the universe, law of attraction, law of allowance, it will come and it will present itself to you. So I'm a big believer in, tell yourself a lie long enough. You may not be rich now, but put your mind to the state of, I am so happy I am rich right now. And soon enough, your mind will believe it. Your mind can't, and your subconscious mind can't reject information. So tell yourself things that will make you stronger. Don't tell yourself lies that will make you weaker. Clear distinction. And hopefully something useful you can use today, tomorrow, and for the rest of your life. And the question that I wanted all of you to think about at the beginning and now, and let me know in the comments as well, is what is your exit strategy? Not just with XRP, but with crypto full stop. So many people get into the space all too quick to press the buy button, all too quick to trade, but we do not operate off emotions. You'll get wrecked if you operate with emotions, and that's why we need a strategy. That strategy cannot come when prices are moving up or when prices are moving down. You need to establish that from the very beginning, because as Stephen Covey says, start with the end in mind. So if you are thinking about investing into a crypto, start by investigating your exit strategy. For me, I'm going to be holding 50% of most of the cryptos I have for the rest of my life. And of course, the plan will change, and the plan has to change over time. That's okay. But not having a plan, you're setting yourself up for failure. So what's your exit strategy? If you don't have one, go explore. And hopefully people in the comments, or even myself, can inspire you to adopt an exit strategy that works for your lifestyle. So for now, thank you family for investing your time. I'll be back tomorrow with some educational and entertaining content. Ciao for now.